Alright, welcome back everyone. I know it's been quite a while since I've uploaded a video, and I'm going to apologize for that. I've been very busy between school and life. There's been a lot going on. I haven't really had the time to record. I've still been painting, I've still been playing, all that. Just haven't really had time to sit down and record a video. So I apologize. I do have plans for videos coming up. I'm not sure exactly when I will record them, but the channel's not dead. I'm still here, and there is more content to come. On to today's topic. Today we're doing another discussion video, and we're going to talk about Kill Team. Kill Team is probably my favorite Games Workshop game. Just because, first off, it's faster, you need less models, and it's just simpler in general, and I very much appreciate that because when I play Age of Sigmar or Warhammer 40k, I have a lot of smooth brain moments. And my friends, God bless them, they are very patient with me, but I know it's not as fun for them as it could be. So today we're going to be mainly focusing on the Marine factions, Space Marines, Primaris, Chaos, Death Guard, uh, Thousand Suns, Grey Knights, all those. We're going to focus on those kill teams because those are mainly what I've been playing and playing against. Because, I mean, let's face it, they're the most popular faction in 40k. So the first faction I want to focus on is Deathwatch, and we'll kind of include the Firstborn Marine kill team, the Tactical Marine kill teams in here. Um, I think these guys are the bottom of the list, and it pains me because I was really enjoying painting these guys. These were my Firstborn Marines that I painted, like in actual, no conversions, no true scale. These were my first uh, tactical marine, firstborn marine kit that I just built, and it's a shame. I love it. I love the Mark 8 armor, but they did not perform well. They get the 3 circles of movement, so that's 6 inches of movement, which is really nice. Their shooting is pretty okay. Their melee is okay. The problem is they just don't have the toughness to get into melee. And against something like Chaos Marines, they got shot off the board. And another thing that irks me, and I know you can take this as a loadout in 40k, but for some reason you can't take it in Kill Team. You cannot take the Xenophase Blade and the Combi Plasma on your Sergeant. You cannot take them both on your Sergeant. You have to take one or the other. And if you take the Plasma, you have to take like fists or a knife for your melee. If you take the sword, you take the Grav Pistol. Now, I'll say this, the Grav Pistol is amazing. It is secretly amazing because against Marines or against anything with 3-up save, it has a 4-up critical, which means you're dealing crit damage on 4s, 5s, and 6s, which is fantastic. In one turn, I wiped out my friend's Chaos champion before he could get into close combat and crush me with his Power Fist. It was amazing. But that's really the only saving grace, in my opinion, for Deathwatch. And I'm going to assume it's going to be this. I haven't played a standard tactical marine list in Cult Team, but I'm going to assume it's going to be a similar issue, is that they just aren't tough enough to really do it out in melee, and their shooting isn't that great, which isn't great. Which, you know, that's a problem. Onwards to Death Guard. Death Guard I really like. I've played quite a few games with Death Guard. Um, I haven't won any, but I've been experimenting a lot with their lists, and they're fun. Of course, their problem is they're slow, but they're Death Guard. So basically, they get 2 circles or 4 inches of movement, but they all Death Guard units get a 5-up invuln, and they get, or not a 5-up invuln, but they get disgusting resilience. So that means after you do your defense dice saves, you still get to roll a 5-up for each damage point you would take. which is awesome. And the skeleton resilience also makes it so they cannot be wounded. They do not lose a circle of movement from being wounded. They do not their ballistic skill and weapon skill do not worsen by 1, which is great. That is awesome. But they are so slow, and you can't get. It's hard to get the melee guys into combat. Granted, they will get there if you're very, very careful, but a lot of times your opponent is going to know to kind of focus on your melee guys, because you're only shooting uh, the only shooting character for Death Guard that is really scary is your standard gunner. Not even your heavy gunner. Your standard gunner is really scary. Because either you're taking a Melta, which has a 6-inch range, but it has AP 2, which means they lose 2 defense dice. Just flat. They get typically that means they get 1 dice. Some people only they won't get any dice from that. Or you can take Plasma, which is AP 1, or AP 2 if you run it hot, and it doesn't have a range characteristic, which is really scary. I would honestly run the Plasma over the Melta just because it doesn't have a range characteristic, so it can just shoot across the board. It's really nasty. But that being said, that's really your only scary shooting character. You can only take 1 gunner. As far as sergeants, I would definitely go with a Power Fist and Plasma Pistol. Pretty much, if for Space Marines, if you can take a Power Fist and a Plasma Pistol, take it. Because Power Fists are the nastiest thing in melee. And pistols, or a Plasma is the nastiest ranged weapon in Kill Team. And yeah, the Plasma Pistol only gets a 6-inch range, but if you're within 6 inches and you can't charge, definitely shoot with that. Because it is just amazing. Also, take an Icon Bearer. I see a lot of people sleeping on Icon Bearers. They have the same stat line as a standard Death Guard warrior, except it has the icon, which means if you're contesting an objective with someone and they only have 1 model with you against your model, you're going to win because you have more APL because of the icon. It's fantastic. Now, looking at Thousand Suns, I haven't played Thousand Suns and I haven't played against Thousand Suns, but looking at the compendium, they're actually kind of scary. Their psychic abilities are okay, but they're definitely very shooting based. All of their bolt guns, they're just bolt guns. All have AP1 on them. They get 3 circles of movement, which I mean, again, that's 6 inches. They get 12 wounds each. They all have a 5-up invuln save, and then you have your sorcerer who can do your psychic, but then you also have zangers who also have a 5-up invuln save. Same movement, but these guys can be more melee focused. So honestly, looking at it, I would probably run a fire team of Rubric Marines with a sorcerer, and then a fire team of zangers kitted out the fight. Because these guys are pretty good. I like it. I'm definitely gonna have to put a team together for them. On to Primaris Marines. I've played Assault Intercessors, and I've played against Standard Intercessors. Assault Intercessors, while they're fast and they're very good in melee, against the shooting army, you're not going to make it. Or you're going to make it, you're going to kill 1 enemy, and then his 3 friends are going to shoot you and you're going to die. Especially against something like Eldar, or Oryx, or Nids, or Guard, where you're just outnumbered considerably. Assault Intercessors are not that great because the only range weapons they have are 6-inch bolt pistols or a 6-inch plasma pistol on the starship. So they're very underwhelming. Standard Intercessors are actually pretty good because they all have bolt guns, which They make it where that way they have the AP characteristic where if they get a crit, then that counts as AP 1, which is awesome. And then on the sergeant, you can equip a power fist or any other melee weapon, so your sergeant can still be very fighty while the rest of your kill team is very shooty, which is a very strong combo. And when I played my Plague Marines, this was pretty much always what I played against, and that's why I always lost, because these guys were very shooty and they would specifically stay out of range for melee combat, and they would just annihilate. So standard intercessors are very good. They also get the benefits of transhuman physiology. Marines in general get this one really good perk. It's a tactical play. I don't remember the name, but basically when they get incapacitated, you can spend 1 CP, and that Marine is treated as alive and not injured, so long as he hasn't been activated this turn. And until the end of the activation, he's alive. So you can still fight and move with him. So you can have him charge in and fight. You don't have to parry any of your opponent's attacks, because if he takes damage, it doesn't matter. And he'll just kill whatever he's in, and then at the end of the turn, he's dead. So he can at least take somebody with him. So that's a really nice perk. Now on to Chaos Space Marines. These guys are probably my second favorite kill team for Marines, because they aren't either melee focused or range shooting focused. You can mix and match these. You can have some of these guys take just bolt guns and then fists or knives, or you could have some of them take chain swords and bolt pistols. Plus, you can still get a gunner with plasma or melta, and a heavy gunner with either the heavy bolt or the rocket launcher. I would honestly take the rocket launcher because you get AP on that. And again, you get a sergeant champion that can rock a power fist and plasma pistol. Because again, if you can take that combo, take that combo. But yeah, I mean, Chaos Space Marines are really good because they get 3 activations, 3 circles of movement. They're fighty and they're shooty. They don't get an invuln save or anything like that, but that's okay. You can run the Chaos version of Bolter Discipline, so if you don't fight, you can shoot twice, or if you don't shoot, and then you can take their version of Shock Assault, which is if you don't shoot, you can fight twice, which are both very powerful. And it's just, Chaos Space Marines are just very fun, very forgiving, and they're really good. As far as the Chaos Space Marine teams, between Death Guard, Thousand Suns, and just Chaos in general, the Chaos in general is probably my favorite. Saying that again, like I said, I haven't played Thousand Suns, they seem fun, so I'm interested, but these guys are definitely my favorite right now. And then on the Grey Knights, which are my new favorite Marines team overall, I just played with them the other day, and they destroyed Chaos Marines. They just totally kicked ass, and it was awesome. They're similar to the Chaos Space Marines in that they can be shooty and fighty, except Grey Knights can be both at the same time on the same model. Because if you run the Nemesis Force Glaive, the Halberd, that's I don't know, I've been struggling on that word for a while. The Nemesis Force Halberd is wonderful. It has the same stats as like a power sword, so it's 5-up crits instead of 6s for crits. The Storm Bolters have the same stat line as a standard bolt gun, but they have Relentless, which means you can re-roll all your dice, or any of your dice, and they hit on 3s. They get 3 circles of movement. They get 3 activations. They have psychic powers. One of them makes it so you can take your 2-up or your 3-up save and turn it into a 2-up save. Your sergeant, his power weapon, gets a 2-up hit. They are just they're fast, they're fighty, and they're shooty all in one. And you can still give them Bolter Discipline and Shock Assault. They are awesome, and I've been seeing. I've watched a couple kill team tier lists, and they put Grey Knights in like last place for Marines, and I very much so disagree. If I had to make a tier list of just the Marines, Grey Knights are an S tier. They are amazing. So that's just my thoughts in general for the Marines kill teams. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about this. I know I don't really talk about tactics or anything like that on this channel, but I wanted to put a video out, and this is kind of what I've been thinking about a lot lately. And discussion videos are honestly they're easy. They're so much easier to record than painting videos. So in that case, thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And I hope to see you in the next video.